Hey everyone, so as of March 2020, there are 7 Game Passes which add to a total of 1,950 Robux, which is quite a lot of money. So today we are gonna go and see which ones are still worth it and which ones I don't recommend. So this is just my own opinion. If you have a different opinion, that is completely okay. I just want to give my views on everything. So let's start with the first Game Pass right here, which is Excellent Employee. Now, don't I look absolutely stunning in this miner's outfit? I love it so much, especially with the scarf and that hair. Yes, that is, I look so professional. Now anyways, the Excellent Employee Game Pass gives you more income, a higher level, and that's basically it. But as you can see, I will mine a bit right now and I will get a lot more promotion than what you used to have without the Excellent Employees. So now I get 2 level points. In pizza delivery it is 4 level points that you get for each thing that you do, and this is especially useful when you want to level up quick so that you can make a lot more money if you do so. Now this Game Pass is 300 Robux, which is quite expensive, but I do think it is definitely worth it. You will level up so much faster, especially when you just start the game, and I think right there and then is when you absolutely need it, or when you absolutely need the most money to begin with. So I do think that this is an important Game Pass to get. Then we move on to the Premium Game Pass, and in the Premium Game Pass your bills get reduced by half. So let's say the bills for this house are 1,700, I would only have to pay $850, but your bills only come so often. You also get a special name tag, and when you chat, your chat turns red. And then the other perks are that you can now donate $50,000 instead of $10,000, and you can choose where you want to load your house. So if you have a specific spot that you really want, I do think it's useful to get that Game Pass. Now if you don't want a special plot and you don't mind where you spawn or what color your chat is or whatever, I don't think paying 400 Robux for this Game Pass is going to be worth it just to reduce your bills in half. So that one I would say I don't recommend, because it's too expensive for what you get, and what you get off of it is not really related to the gameplay. Just like you can load your house in a different spot and you get a special name tag, yes, but it's not really valuable in my opinion. Then the next Game Pass is Multiple Floors, and in Multiple Floors obviously you can go up to 5 stories now, I think. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and let's see, no, we can't go higher than this, but you can go up to 5 stories, and this Game Pass is 300 Robux. Now if you want to build a lot of houses or houses that have multiple stories, I strongly recommend getting this Game Pass. This Game Pass is an absolute must if you want to build houses, especially with the new roofs that you can adjust however you want to. I do think this Game Pass comes in more than handy for every builder out there. So yes, I do recommend that one, even though it's quite expensive and it should be maybe a base game feature. But yes, this Game Pass is highly recommended, otherwise you'll always end up with bungalows. And then we go to Unlocked Stereo. Now, Unlocked Stereo, 400 Robux, you guys. So what you can do with this Game Pass, place a table. You don't have to place a table, of course, but I do want to place a radio on top of it, so I need a table. Let's put it that way. And then I'm gonna put my radio here. And if I move to my radio, I can now add my own song. So let's say I'm going to a Roblox ID website. I am now on Roblox Music Codes with 2 million plus song IDs. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of songs in there. You can just, let's not do that. Let's just copy this one, for example. The code is copied to your clipboard, and then you can enter the sound ID right here by pasting it, Ctrl V, Command V, or pressing and pasting. And then you can add that to your list, and as you can see right now, it is playing. Of course, I cannot play it due to copyright, but I have to say a lot of songs have been removed due to copyright. So from the 2 million songs on here, probably 1.8 million are like removed for copyright. So you won't have access to like the newest songs or whatever. So So I suggest just going onto YouTube and looking up your favorite music there, because paying 400 Robux for a Game Pass that only does that, there are many other Game Passes that are even cheaper that I would recommend so much more than the music Game Pass. So you can also use your radio in your car, you can add a song in here as well. The songs of course get saved into your library. As you can see, I have Billie Eilish Copycat here. Luckily that is not removed yet, but we'll see when it gets removed. Now anyways, 400 Robux for this. I would strongly recommend against buying this one because I do think it is not worth it at all. Then we go to the next Game Pass, which is Advanced Placing. And Advanced Placing is 200 Robux, so half of what the music Game Pass is, and it lets you place objects inside objects. So this is basically the toggle objects collisions. That is what you unlock when you buy this Game Pass. So if you turn it off, you can't place objects inside each other, especially in the garden. This is useful. Let's see. So I want to place this plant, and then right next to it I want to place this plant, but I do not have enough space, so I cannot place it here. Now a lot of people get confused. This is the placement grid. This is free to use when you buy the game, so you can just use that. This basically makes the square smaller. As you can see, I'm moving in blocks right now. If you click this twice, then you will go to the smallest grid and you can freely move around, and this is completely free. This is not included in the Advanced Placing Game Pass either. Now the Advanced Placing Game Pass, back to toggle objects collisions, you click this right here and you unlock it basically, as you can see with the dotted line. And now I can just place my plants kind of like inside each other. This is also very useful for kitchens, the rest of your garden stuff. Like I can place a tree in there now if I want to, or a cactus. Let's just place a cactus. There we go. And as you can see, you can just move objects way closer to each other, and you can do a lot of hacks with those as well. On Twitter, there is a whole community about hacks. I love it so much. So this Game Pass, 200 Robux, definitely recommend it. Then the next Game Pass we have is Large Plot. Now as you can see, in build mode we have this thicker line right here, and this thicker line is the outline of how far you can actually build without the Large Plot Game Pass. So if you get the Large Plot Game Pass, you can build along these lines as well, so it gives you a bigger area. I think this one is 30 by 30 squares, and if you have the Large Plot Game Pass, you get to 50 by 50 squares. So that gives you a lot of surface to work with. If you like to do mountains and everything, this is definitely a good Game Pass to get. If you rather have small houses or just like 3-story normal houses with a small garden, you don't really have to get it. 250 Robux is quite expensive if you're not going to use that space anyway, so you can definitely work around it, and 30 by 30 is more than enough. But if you want to expand your garden or have a big mansion, then yes, this Game Pass is definitely worth it, but buy excellent employee and multiple floors first. And we go to the final Game Pass, and that is Basements. Now Basements is only 100 Robux, so if you only have 100 Robux and you don't have enough for multiple floors, you can definitely buy the Game Pass for Basements, because then you get to have 2-story houses as well. So let me just create a basement right here, and as you can see, we basically created a second story without having the multiple floors Game Pass. And then we're just going to be creating some walls in here, and of course we need a roof on that. There we go, and we have a 2-story house without actually having the multiple floor Game Pass. So if you are on a budget and you can only spend 100 Robux, definitely get this one over another Game Pass if you want multiple floors. You can also create a little garden in here if you want to do so. So let's just finish this, paint this in the camo color, so camo, and then go to the grass material, and there you go, you have your little garden and your 2-story house. This is absolutely amazing. So now if I had to rank them, my favorite or my most recommended Game Pass for people who just start is Excellent Employee. If you don't mind earning a little bit less, then I would recommend Multiple Floors. So these are like both tied in first place probably, because I do think they're very important Game Passes to have. Then another important Game Pass to get, if you got these two already or you think something else is more important, I do recommend Advanced Placing a lot, because you can place objects inside objects, and for builders that is very important, because sometimes it can get frustrating if you can't get an object right in the corner where you want it to and stuff like that. So yes, definitely get Advanced Placement as well. Then another Game Pass which I'm not sure about, but if you don't have multiple floors it's very useful. The basement Game Pass, that I would recommend as well, but is not necessary like the other 3 that I just mentioned. But I do think it's a nice addition to the game as well. And the large plot, of course, if you want to build large houses, then yes, get this Game Pass. And then we go to my least favorite Game Passes, and those are Premium and Unlocked Stereo. Premium is a little bit more worth it than Unlocked Stereo, but I still wouldn't pay 400 Robux if I were on a budget. I would definitely get the other Game Passes listed before, and Unlocked Stereo I wouldn't get at all if I started BLOXBURG right now, because I do think you can just go onto YouTube or Spotify or whatever and listen to the music you want there, instead of looking for a code that might not work, or like a song that is high-pitched or low-pitched to avoid copyright. I would just go to YouTube or Spotify and not pay 400 Robux for something like that. So I really recommend against that one. Premium, if you have the money for it, of course, but it's not a Game Pass you really need in the game. Like, I would have said need to survive, but you don't need it anyways to survive. It's just something you want. But I don't know, this Game Pass, not really worth it in my opinion. So the most expensive Game Passes, not worth it. The others, kind of worth it. The Game Passes I would definitely recommend getting if you have the Robux for it are Excellent Employee, Multiple Floors, and Advanced Placing. If you can, maybe get Basement or Large Plot. Don't get Premium or Unlocked Stereo if you are on a budget, of course. That was it for today, guys. I hope this helped you out. In 2020, I do think 2 of the Game Passes aren't worth it still, but the other ones kinda are. Like, most of them really are just needed to play like the basic game almost. So if you don't have any Game Passes, you can definitely continue your builds and stuff, but you will always have to live in a bungalow. You will get frustrated when you can play something somewhere. So that is definitely some things to consider, but I hope this helped you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe.